Okay, so I want to talk to you about an advanced visualization and manifestation technique. So this is for anybody really. Um, you can start doing this at any time. You don't have to have your chakras cleared enough. Your chakras will clear in the process, but this gives you a very uh, good way to have a clear visualization. Um, to bring about what you want. So the first step is you have to know what you want. Like, what do you want in life? What do you want out of life? And so you got to know what you really want. If you don't know you want it for sure, then uh, visualize what you do want as much as possible. Um, Maybe you want to do the details and have details of it and specifics, but you know, you can flesh those out as you go and write it down. 3 or 4 things. Just write down what you want. Maybe, what do you want for you? What do you want to look like? What do you want? How do you want How do you want to act? How do you want people to treat you? Where do you want to live? What resources do you want? How much money do you want? And what do you want to be doing? What projects? What do you really want? And who do you want to be with? Like, what kind of person do you want in your life? What kind of special person do you want? So get these very clear. You can write them down and read through them and get a good idea of what you want. And for each of these times you visualize, use this visualization method. You can refine on these. So it may take you some time to get, but you want to get into a good habit. I would say in the morning and in the evening, especially before bed, you want to do these visualizations. So here's the advanced method. And if you're into meditation, this is even going to help even more. If you're not into meditation, I suggest getting into meditation, clearing your mind. Because before you want to jump into these visualizations, it's going to be good to have a clear mind. And so here's what we're going to do. Realize that first, something comes from nothing, and everything comes from nothing, and out of the void comes filler, from formless to figure, and that's a good way to think about how you're going to do this creation technique. And you may need to practice the first part first. Sit in silence or lay down and clear your mind as much as possible. And I want you to focus on something. I want you to focus on a void and appreciate the void. And the best way that I found to do this is to repeat in your mind, to sit or lay down and just repeat in your mind, there's a box around me, and only the box, and nothing but the box, and nothing can get in this box or leave this box, and there's only the box. And keep holding this into your mind, and you can say it out loud if it helps, but you want to be able to focus on just this box. And any thoughts that come into your mind, visualize them like shrinking down, and imagine yourself in the middle of this box. And any thoughts you have of the day, or things that have been on your mind, or issues that just keep popping up over and over again, these things are going to disturb any visualizations. You need to be in a really creative and relaxed state in order to do this visualization. So you want to take those and shrink them down, because they're not important. They're very small. Whatever is happening, whatever circumstance in your life, it can be overcame. It's just a temporary thing. And whatever has happened is in the past. It doesn't exist anymore. Anything that you can think of, it doesn't exist anymore. So take those thoughts and shrink them down into your mind, and put them away, and let them just disappear. So you just sit here, I'm in the box, and there's nothing but this box, and only the box is surrounding me, and you're visualizing this box all around you, and nothing but this box, and you're just inside this box. And just do this as long as it takes in order for you to clear your mind. And when you might get to a place to where those thoughts just stop coming in, and that's where you want to be, where you're just clear, and it just kind of feels like you're in an open field, and you're just in this void area, and you're just happy to be in this void. You're just happy to be in this cell, in this box, with nothing there, because you don't need to be fed, you don't need to drink, you don't need anything in this box. You have nothing, and you're happy there with nothing, because in the nothingness is where you can create. And whenever you accept that you have nothing and you're content there, is when you can start imagining. And then when you're finally in this place, it could take you 15, 30 minutes to get there. And when you're in this place, and you have to set aside the time. And we're pretty busy, and especially if you're very stressed out, then you're not going to be able to do this. So breathe deeply, do yoga, do whatever you have to do to get relaxed, and just get very relaxed. If you have to, like, drink wine, or if you smoke cigarettes, just take a puff. Whatever you got to do at the time. Don't judge. You don't have to be a monk to do this. You don't have to be perfect, and you're never going to be perfect. So just the object is to clear your mind and to come into the void, and to be there in that void, and just whenever you're there, when you get to the point where you feel clear, you may know intuitively that it's time to start visualizing. When your mind's clear enough and those other thoughts aren't coming in, then create in that void. Create in your mind, imagine what you want and put it there, and just visualize it, and visualize everything about it, how good it's going to feel to have all these things together all at once. Imagine your partner in your house, and imagine where you're going to do your projects. Imagine how easy it is, and how easy it is. Just, you don't have to worry about your work or a boss or anything like that. What exactly do you want from your partner? Not what do you think you deserve. What do you think you can get? Don't think what you can think you can get. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want out of this life? If you can have anything, if you can create anything in that void, what do you want? Really? Look deeply in yourself. Don't worry about the judgment of others. The judgment of others doesn't matter. Just go with what you want. What do you really want? And let it come through in this visualization until you're just happy and content and you're smiling. And it's everything that you want. And then when you're done with it, maybe you can use some ideas. When you're done with it, let it go and detach from it. And realize it doesn't have to be exactly like you imagined, but it's going to come in the best way that you want it to. And it's going to happen the best way that you want it to. And it may take some time. But just release it. Release any need for it to look any certain way. Or maybe you've got a house you're looking at and you really want that house, and so you use that house in the visualization. Let go of the need for it to be that specific house. And say to yourself, at the end of it, say, I know that all these things, you can pray and say, I know all these things are coming in, and whatever happens, no matter how it looks, all things are moving me towards that direction, and all actions I take are moving me towards that direction. And everything that I say, no matter how corny or stupid that you come across ever, or what you think, you may double check your words. Just have faith that whatever you do and whatever you say is leading you towards that point. Everything. No matter how it looks. Like, don't use your logic that whenever you get to that point. And just hold that faith throughout the day. That what you want is being created, and you don't know how it's going to be created. You don't know how it's going to come in. And so, this is an advanced visualization method. I'd say it's advanced because there's a lot for me that goes into it. Is the breathing and becoming relaxed, the meditation, the focus on something, the focus on the void, and then holding those visualizations, keeping those other thoughts out. The best way to keep the other thoughts out is to focus on the void and the focus on nothing and being content in nothing. And from there, when you go to the nothingness, is where everything can be created, where you can feel it, and your creation can come into you. So yeah, that's the advanced visualization technique, and I hope you find it useful. You know, it's something I use, and yeah, follow me, and you'll see how well it works when I get there. Things I want, and you can come back to this video, and I'll link you back to this video, and I'll say, well, this is how you do it. So if you like this, you want to hear more, you want to hear me give more advice, like and subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment helps, all that stuff, you know the drill. Also, links below are Ko-Fi, Buy Me a Coffee, Substack. You can read my books. All the stuff is going to be for free. Probably donation based. Let people donate for things, but yeah. Support me in whatever way you can. So, really appreciate it, and until next time.